Hello everyone, I want to welcome you back to Garden Fever. I'm Corey Lefevre, your host, coming to you direct from northern Utah in the United States. So I got a great episode for you today. Today we're going to be talking about this plant right here, the Alocasia maharani. Fancy name. Alocasians have a lot of species, but I'm going to be talking to you about the maharani today, also known as the gray dragon. It's a slightly rarer variety, but I personally love it. I love the texture of the leaves and the look of it and the color of it. So with that, let's jump right into it and get you all the juicy info you need and came here for. Let's go. So the Alocasian gray dragon is part of the jewel Alocasians. It's got dark foliage and the texture is reminiscent of dragon skin, or what you would think would be dragon skin. It prefers bright light but indirect. Like a lot of jungle plants, it will most likely be grown in your house unless you live within certain zones. This native to Southeast Asian plant is best grown outside in the grow zones of 9 and 11. If you don't live in those zones, you're going to be growing this indoors. It's a popular indoor house plant. All the Alocasians are. They're big leafed. The elephant ear is another one. But you will want to grow it in your home. It doesn't like temperatures below 60 degrees. If it gets below 60 degrees, growth will kind of go dormant and it won't really grow. So 60 to 80 is the temperature. Fahrenheit is the temperatures that it prefers. You want to water it when the top, you stick your finger in it. This is a good way to judge houseplants. You stick your finger up to the knuckle, and if it's dry, you go ahead and water it. Water it evenly. What's most common with this is fungus problems. If the soil remains moist too long, it can create fungal issues, and this is a big problem with this plant. It is also prone to spider mites. You don't want to prune this plant. This plant you just let grow. The only time you want to clip it is if the leaves die or yellow, then you go ahead and clip the dead leaves off. If the leaves get yellow and they are mushy, this is a good sign of overwatering. This plant is toxic to cats and children, so it's great for filtering air, and it's a beautifully aesthetic plant. But if you got infants around that just grab stuff and put it in their mouths, or you got cats that like to just chomp, or dogs that like to chomp on your house leaves, your houseplant leaves, it's probably not a good idea to have this in your home. But it is a very beautiful plant, so if you don't have that, I do. It's a wonderful plant to have in your house. During the winter, you can scale back on the watering. It kind of goes into a dormant state, even in your home when it's lower light and your house has to work to keep up temperature. Go ahead and let it relax a little bit on the watering, where in the summer it has new leaves, new growth, and you might need to water it a little bit more. That's also when you need to fertilize it too, and give it a 20-20-20 fertilizer. Or like I do, I just like to have bags of soil extra lying around, and I just usually take a handful of it and apply it to it. Or I'll use a fish fertilizer. It is also good for it. One thing I really like about this plant is if light is behind it, it makes the veins in the leaves and the stem grow a lime green, as you can see here. It's pretty cool, I dig it. Without the light behind it, it's a dark grayish green, and the texture on the leaf is really cool. The Alocasian maharani is a hybrid of the black velvet in the same family. So they're not as common as some of the others in the same family. They don't like cold drafts, which can make it kind of a finicky plant in a way. The watering can be slightly finicky. You want to water it all the way through and then let it dry a little bit before you keep watering it. Make sure it's even in the whole pot. But another thing about this particular plant is it doesn't like drafts. It doesn't do well in the cold. So if you put it next to a window, especially in the winter, and that cold air kind of comes off of that window, you can struggle a little bit with it. But if you pull it away from the window, it might have light issues. It does like bright light. It can tolerate some shade, but in the darker areas of the home or outside, if you're growing it there, it won't produce leaves and growth as quickly as if it's next to a brighter light. So with that, I hope you enjoy this plant. It's incredibly beautiful. I love the texture, this matted green texture on this plant. With that, I hope it helps you. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below, or any information that maybe I did not bring up in this video. I love sharing. Knowledge is power. And make sure you click the like button, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And with that, let's make this world a paradise, one garden and one yard at a time. I'm Corey Lefevre. Till next time.